best ever. I'm the most brutal, the most vicious, and most ruthless champion.
And let me tell you, that was just a quick...
To fight, I could bang too. I don't care, man. I'll take one.
6 is it, and usually means some undisputed champion in 2 divisions.
Our leader got up. You got up.
Line them up, name them. I'm ready for what?
Embarrassingly. So for me...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Division Kings Boxing. First things first, as always, I want to give a big shout out, a big thank you to everyone who's been keeping up with the channel, everyone who's subscribed, and all my new subscribers. I just want to jump straight into this, guys, before the fight starts. Benavidez Jr. versus Charlo. As you guys all know, Jamal and Jose Benavidez Jr. are going to be clashing tonight on the co-main event. And I want to get a little bit deeper into what's going on because you guys all know the weigh-ins, that drama had broke out about Charlo not making weight and him being unprofessional. And if you guys probably seen in my last video, I covered my predictions and Charlo being out the ring and things like that. But me personally, I'm picking Jose Benavidez to win this fight. Reason because now it's just piles on so much more reasons when it came to that weigh-in and how Charlo is carrying himself through this whole camp. As you guys all know, in recent interviews, you guys probably seen, Charlo said he was doing a 3-week camp. I personally just don't believe that. And then he goes to say that he's been training before this. Probably just trying to get in the Benavidez camp's head. But they're not fighting for his WBC title. They're not fighting for Jamal's WBC title. It's not going to be 12 rounds. I believe it's a 10-round bout. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. But, I mean, that kind of just shows Jamal's confidence and where his head is at right now. I don't think he's it's time for him to come back into the ring, especially when you're supposed to be competing at 160 pounds. Don't get me wrong, like if you want to counter your catch weight in your contract for the bout, go ahead and do that, but you are a professional. You're supposed to keep this professional. You are a professional fighter. You've been doing this in and out, and you've been doing this your entire life and your entire career. And to say that you can't make 160, you're not fighting for a title, and it's going to be the co-main, and it's going to be 10 rounds is just absolutely ridiculous. And they've been giving Charlo passes on everything that he's been asking for and everything he's been doing, which that's completely up to the Benavidez camp. But I've seen in interviews too that Benavidez Sr., the dad, has penalized and would fine him for every single pound that he went over, which is, I'm 100% on board with that. There's like, it's a good thing that he did that because he came in at 166, which you said 163, which a catch weight that you couldn't even make to begin with. And then you go over that and then you come even bigger at 166 pounds. Is just absolutely ridiculous. And I seen in another interview just not that long ago where the dad actually wanted to cancel the fight just for that reason. And he was saying it wasn't even about the money. It wasn't even about penalizing him and fining him and getting big money out of him for every single pound that he's over. It was more of the fact that he wants to keep it professional and he wants Charlo to show up at the weight that is agreed on, which Charlo should do. He's a professional. He's been doing this in and out the ring, but this just kind of shows me where his confidence at, where his head at. I know he's been out the ring for 2 years and some change due to mental health issues, and that's exactly why the WBC did not strip him for that title. But not making weight twice and then just not fighting, not throwing his WBC on the line, not fighting at 160, doing a catch weight at 163. You can't make that. Now you're at 166. It kind of just shows me where his head is at, and it makes me question if he had a good camp, where his head at was in camp, and if he's ready to get back in the ring. You guys seen Jose Benavidez Jr. He's ready to go. He doesn't want this fight canceled. He wants to keep it going, and he's ready to fight. I'm going with Jose Benavidez Jr. to pull off this fight against Charlo. It just seems like his head is just not in the ring. And I just don't think Persia is going to be ready for that night. To me, to go as far as Jose Benavidez Jr. will stop him, and that's kind of up for debate. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think if Charlo's in the right state of mind to get back in the ring. Maybe he's throwing the Benavidez team off, or playing with their heads, but just to miss weight, very, very unprofessional. I'm a big fan of the Charlo brothers. I'm a big fan of Lions Only, but I feel like this is just what Jamal did with Canelo, kind of took a rollover on that fight, and then with Jamal coming in and missing weight and getting fined and just doing just a bunch of unnecessary stuff, not putting his WBC on the line. I feel like they should have stripped him a long time ago. But, I mean, me personally, I think if Junior decides to pull this off, and if he does pull this off and he does it in good fashion, why not just give the WBC to him? I know that's not how it works, but it just makes sense to me for him to get a catch weight. And I would see why I'd make the Benavidez camp to ask for that in their contract. The dad was talking about the contract, and to fight at 160 and bring up a catch weight at 163 gives you suspicion of, is he going to make 163? Okay, if I have my doubts for whatever reason, or if he's too big for the fight, I'm going to call it off, or I'm going to fine him and we're going to penalize him and he's going to have to pay for every single pound that he's over. Like, it's a good thing that they did that. It's a good thing they sat down and had this contract. And we're going to have to see what happens tonight. We're going to see if Charlo's in the right state of mind to fight. We're going to see if Benavidez, it seems like he's been dialed. It seems like he's ready to pull this off. Not too sure how he's going to feel going in, knowing Charlo, obviously Jamal being the bigger Charlo, kind of took that overboard. Seems like he's eating pretty good for Thanksgiving to kind of pull this stunt on the Benavidez camp right now. Unfair, but Jose's ready to rock and roll. He agreed to it. We're going to see them in the ring tonight in the co-main event. Like you said, let me know if you guys think Jose Benavidez Jr. is going to pull this off. Let me know what you guys think. Jamal, let me know what you guys think about his state of mind, where he's kind of at with this fight. And let me know if you guys think he's going to pull this off, if he's back, if he's going to stop Benavidez Jr. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.